Hi guys, welcome back to another forecast and projections. We have a full moon upon us on August 22nd that will take place in Aquarius. So I do want to bring to your attention on the 21st, we will have a blue moon. So if you're like me, you're a stargazer, you're a moon gazer, you're in love with the sun and the moon, on Saturday we have a hurricane approaching us, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to see it, but it will be a blue moon. So I would definitely check that out. That will be on Saturday, August 21st, and a great day for manifestations, 2121. So funny enough, I already have our oracle tile placed, and they're saying your relationship with your emotions may be more complicated, and I definitely got that with the oracle, as they were both emotions, water and water. um, because moon in your Aquarius is a strong need for emotional freedom. However, when you are in a group of people, it is easier for you to understand your feelings and free yourself from negative emotions such as fear, anger, and jealousy. Sorry. So I feel like it's like also opening yourself up for more understanding. I feel like knowledge is power. Myself in a certain situation, um, and putting myself in a certain group, I was able to see that there is. It's not the lack of me trying. It's just there's a lack of. You know what I mean? So it's just like okay. So just keep that in mind. Oh man, thyroid hormones. Oh my word! Last time the thyroid was with the full moon, I paid for it. So calf, ankle, skin, Hercules heel, forearms, muscles, thyroid hormone. Oh my word! Will be extra sensitive. Um, so no surgical operations are um, strongly not recommended during the full moon. Wow. I can't believe that they're saying thyroid again. Last time the thyroid was with the full moon, was not a good time. So things that you may pick up on, like especially if you are an air sign, the free spirit, um, identify by their offbeat fashion, sensibility, unusual hobbies, um, non-confrontational attitude, ruled by Uranus, the planet that governs innovation, technology, and surprising events. I love that it's Uranus. Uranus is actually in retrograde as well. Wow, that started today. So today is actually Thursday, August 19th, as I'm filming this. Hmm. The only reason I'm reading their negative toxic traits is because our emotions are involved. So just things to keep an eye on. Rebellious, of the zodiac signs. They don't like hearing no for an answer. Suddenly asks you for permission to do something, and if you say no, well, they'll carry on anyway. This trait harms them the most. So make sure you're not being, stubborn. Make sure you're not being bold headed, you know, because I definitely got that with emotion. So I'm getting like shadow energy, or just not even thinking about someone else's feelings. I feel like you're more of, I feel like people are like, what's wrong with you? It's like that's not who you usually are. Uranus brings up some powerful human needs, such as desire for freedom and individuality, as well as push towards a large vision of humanitarian service. Funny enough, they're talking about humanitarian service because in the channel messages, they are talking about climate change and stuff. So, the fact that this comes out and Uranus is in retrograde, you know, big thoughts, big insight, big change, and represents are represented by Uranus. So there are a lot of people, um, myself growing up, it's like, yeah, we did, like, if we felt like someone was being mistreated, we would stand up for them. But I feel like more so, like political, you know what I mean? I feel like there's more of a voice. If they see a miscarriage of justice, they speak up for it. No matter even if they're going to get jailed, like they don't care. They're like, no, you are doing the wrong thing here. It doesn't matter if it's government, whatever it is. They're seeing a resurgence. So, you know, wow. I'm shocked that Uranus came out, but can't be because it's ruled by Aquarius. So looking up in the information about the full moon, they're saying it's like a surgeon moon, and a blue moon, but they're saying like officially will become full moon at 8:02 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, August 22nd. It will still appear plenty larger throughout both Saturday and Sunday nights. So if you're able to enjoy it, I would definitely take pictures of it because it definitely is going to be a sight to see. So during this time with the surgeon moon, they're saying this is like represents freshwater fish that are easily caught during this hot summer month in North America. So it's around here. I do believe they're on there. It's like no bueno. Like there's no fishing, nothing right now, unless like you're doing like a personal fish. I may be wrong. We live in the Maritimes, but I know from where I live, we have the wharf right beside us. It's um, it's off season right now. So before we get into the oracle, they are saying 555. So change. So there is a change coming about. We've been talking about this in the daily cards, where it's just like, if you've been lacking in relationships or in money, you're about to see a change in that, a major change, a 180. I feel like a lot of people have been going through it last week and this week, myself included, and it's just like, we're going through that shadow work, especially if Chiron is affecting in the sky, like, you know what I mean? And it's hot, you know what I mean? It's like, ugh, like we just need to get through this. They are saying it's going to get easier as like, the months to come. So 555 to stay positive, confident and aware of everything that happens within your inner being. No matter what life throws at you, the most important thing is your state of being. The truth is that your state of being creates your circumstances and not the other way around. But it's really hard when you're going through it to sit there and not get into your mind. And it's like you got to be your own best friend and calm yourself down. Say, listen, even though I'm in my head, obviously this insecurity has triggered something in you. And you know what? Nothing has happened yet. So let's not drive ourselves crazy. Even when it does happen, we will find a solution. We always do. Be your own best friend. They always, like, I just saw a saying today. It's like, always run first to the universe because you can depend on them. I also saw 626. Wow, I just keep seeing these numbers. Dang. So this is a special message from your angels. They are trying to pass a message of how you will improve your current circumstances. This number keeps appearing repeatedly because the angels want to attract your attention. It is more so if you are undergoing certain challenges in your life. So that, take what resonates with you. They may all resonate with you, but, like this whole reading, take what resonates with you. The whole thing may not resonate with you, but little bits, pieces, may resonate with you. So 727 is saying you should be more receptive to love in case you've been single for a while. Oh, geez. Be open to receiving love despite previous experiences. The meaning of 727 is that you should put yourself out there when it comes to your romantic life and don't force yourself to fall in love with someone. And that's what I always tell people, like, like when I'm reading for them, it's like, what? Love yourself first, put yourself first, and see where life takes you. You don't, you know what I mean? You don't need this person in your life. You're quite content how things are. So, take it slow, slow and steady. Didn't we get that? Slow and steady. So going to the oracle, dangerous depths, and this is emotions. Exposure to dangerous brings good fortune to those who move beyond. Like Boastard says, afloat throughout white rapids. That was a tongue twister. Those faced with serious challenges need to remain alert. So wow, like 2 times in a row with 626 and this is like, a message from our angels. I feel like it's like heavily emotions, and with the fact that your thyroid, oh good gravy. I know mine last time was the Saturday to the Thursday. That was a lot. They must take all available precautions and, above all, keep going forward so as to remove themselves from harm's way. Once the danger has passed, everything flows smoothly downstream. A positive side of danger is that it offers an exciting chance to cleanse the sense of strength. This strengthens the spirit. Surviving a crisis can be tremendously invigorating, shaping the eye and the mind for future challenges. We don't see it like that. I'm telling you, challenges are exhausting. It's just like, as much as I do appreciate the knowledge that I'm able to share with others, it's exhausting, to sit there, because it's never, you're never done with it. You sometimes you get like triggers, and then you get those red flag triggers, and it's just like, oh, that's why. Like, things make sense. You know what I mean? But it's just like, at the moment, you don't see that. 5 years ago, when I got a reading from someone that I really trusted and liked, I was just like, oh, she was talking about 5 years from now. I'm like, when this whole storm fell on us, and I was just like, oh, I can't even imagine 5 years from now. You know what I mean? It's just like, it was just like totally, in the eye of the storm. It's just like, I can't even see that, but it gave me hope that it's like, I will see, I will get to the other side of this. It is reckless to count danger by critical for inner development to not strike from it either. Those who have respond to dangerous conditions most effortlessly are those who can establish an inner bubble of calm in the midst of chaos. An emotional stable center keeps one rooted in the moment. I love the way that they're saying rooted, because we were reading cards this week, if you want, and there was one where it said, when the strongest winds blow, the deeper the roots go. And I was saying, like, no strong wind will uproot you, because your roots are getting deeper and deeper and deeper in these chaotic experiences. I believe it was Friday's Indigenous tarot cards. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure that's the one that it was. Courage at the time, like those, spring from force, attention, and a brave willingness to penetrate the moment of pearl to its very core, to reshape and transform. So didn't we just get change? Like, when we go through these things, it's like change, learn the lessons they're trying to teach you. When we see significant animals, I know some people, it's like they live in areas where there's a lot of deers and stuff like that, but I feel like that's just showing what kind of spirit you have, that these creatures are willing to come near you. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's like, especially with myself, I have never seen a deer in 5 years. So the fact that we saw that beautiful deer, like, what was it, a week ago? It was just like mind blowing, because I've always wanted to see. I've heard there were deer, but I've never seen one. So we're getting into our channeled cards here. I'm just gonna go a little closer. And we have the Ten of Cups. Like, what a beautiful card to see. Like, especially if you've been going through it, I think this is a beautiful card, It's all about wishes, permanent and lasting success of physical issues, and it's done and finished. So I feel like you're seeing the other side of things, or it's like you finally reached a place where you can just breathe, and I feel like a lot of people have been going through that, not only just in an emotional sense, but I feel like with work and kids and everything, it's just like, it's just been, past 17 months has just been a lot. The Ten of Cups signifies happy times and a happy couple. If you're worried about love when you see this card, don't be. You have everything your heart desires, or you soon very will. There is great joy ahead and all the people you want around you to celebrate. This card also represents a completed cycle and may be moving to the next level in your relationship, getting married, attending a wedding, or becoming involved in something that will bring sheer joy and bliss to your life. Don't question it. Enjoy it. And I feel like it's like, finally, I just feel like taking a breath of fresh air. So with this ending, there's also a new beginning. You see the purity and innocence of the white dog. It's like Peter Pan energy. You don't care, like, you're spontaneous. You're excited. Like they talk about the first day of school. A lot of kids are back to, they're heading into their first days of school. But it's just like, you're just, ambitious. You don't know what the future holds, but you're excited to see what it happens. When the Fool arrives in your reading, know that you are on the precipice of a new beginning or a new experience. In this experience, you throw back all that has been holding you back thus far. This could be fear, worry, and doubt. So getting out of your head. This Major Arcana card says, go out on your journey. This is what life is about. Whatever your new beginning is, the Fool wants you to embrace it the same way a child embraces the first day of school. They're excited, but they're also scared. They're like, do I leave the safety and security of mom and dad? Especially, like, going back to, like, kindergarten. If they haven't been in preschool, if your child has never gone to school, they're showing that one video that went viral, and the little boy was going to his first day of school, and the reporters, maybe innocently, I don't know, stupidly asked him, "Will you miss your mommy?" And he was like, "No." And then he started crying. He's like, "Yeah." And then he started bawling his eyes out. I was like, "Oh, you poor baby. I just want to hug you, tell you it's going to be okay," But like any parent would feel that way, right? So it's just like, that kind of energy. It's where it's like you're excited to meet new kids, you're excited to be in school, but you're also, kind of apprehensive. Wheel of Fortune, we have Luck Jupiter on our side, which is really exciting to see because you have the Ten of Cups and, this new beginning. So the Wheel of Fortune, luck is on your side. So you're turning, the wheel is turning, turning in your favor, which is most important. When the Wheel of Fortune arrives in a tarot reading is a reminder that the potential of Luck Jupiter is on your side. The Wheel of Fortune has symbolisms of rich fixed signs of the zodiac. So you also get a message pertaining to one of these fixed signs: Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. So Aquarius moon. So you may have some luck coming up this weekend. When the Wheel of Fortune, or next week, because they are saying technically the 22nd. Wheel of Fortune arrives in your day, there'll be a very optimistic wave of Jupiter's magic wand. So, going from, usually when we do this, it's from the full moon to the new moon. So I would definitely give them that, leeway. This could be a cycle of luck on your side. It is always a good omen to see when the Wheel of Fortune, as your wheel of luck is truly taking a turn in the most positive and beneficial way. All of your karma is coming back to you, and you can expect good rewards when the Wheel of Fortune arrives. This is not something you have to do, and no action is required on your part. Rather, this is something that is happening to you, an external event that changes things in your favor, and expect things to happen quickly when it does. So maybe you're putting all the work in. They're showing me the Seven of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. You've been putting all your work in, and now the wheel is turning in your favor. So it's like you haven't seen your, reaping your rewards. Like, funny enough, I was going, like, my garden has been so delayed. I don't know if anyone else is experiencing that, but it's just like, I had babies, planting them, this hot, scorching weather. We have never been this hot ever. And it's just like, it incinerated them. So I had to replant again. And now they're starting to bloom, so fingers crossed, we'll get some vegetation. I have no idea. But, it's just like, I could have gave it up and I could have said, screw it, it ain't going to grow and not, bothered. But it's like, you know what, I'm going to try again and see what happens. So, here's hoping that, at least we'll get just, maybe one. Usually we get multiple growths. So maybe we'll be able to harvest like 4 times, 5, 6 times it over, the summer season. So maybe if we get one really good one, and then maybe we'll get, an extra one after that. Because I usually cover my plants and stuff when the frost hits. I have buckets. I sit there and I have big tarps that I put all over everything. But it's just like, it's just, kind of defeating when you sit there and take care of these babies, and then it's like you put them outside and it's like fried. But you want to give up, but it's like, what can you do? You got to keep trying. So we have the Ace of Swords. So this is an aha moment. I feel like as long as you're telling the truth, luck is on your side. Again with the luck. Universe is on your side. You'll be the victor wearing the wreath. I feel like you've done the work, because again with the Seven of Pentacles. So it's like, you've done the work, again with the air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So these are challenges you're facing right now. So, if you're asking a question, it is an absolute yes. New beginnings, so, we very much get that with the Fool, Victor wearing the wreath. You could say the Ten of Cups is exactly that, and with the Fool, release all fear, worry, doubt. So if you're going through challenges, luck is on your side, saying you didn't give up when you were going to, but, here you are. When the Ace of Swords appears in your day, know that clarity is going to be the theme of the day. On this card, we see a hand extended from the clouds with a powerful sword of truth. The truth is adorned with a wreath that we know symbolizes victory. When this card appears, know that you are experiencing a new beginning or a moment in time where the gift of clarity is abundant. So maybe you were like, why is this going on? Why am I having a hard time? I'm doing all the work, but things aren't turning out the way that I expected. But it's like, now you're going to have clarity. That aha moment where it's like, now it makes sense. And the tarot, this card is an empowering card. The important message to remember is with great power comes great responsibilities. Intellect and rational thought are favored when you see this card. Use your head over your heart to make decisions when the Ace of Sword appears. And if you do, you're most absolutely responding with a definite yes. So it's just like giving you, you've been seeking clarity on situations, and I feel like you're getting that information. Aha, okay. So what are you going to do with that knowledge? Are you going to just sit with it and maybe that's just, your moment of clarity? Or are you going to, just let the, sleeping dogs lie? Some certain situations is better just to let it go. So going to the channel messages, I'm not going to lie, these are really, out there. So if you want to skip over this, I have all the time stamps, so you can jump over this if you don't want to listen. So a civil war is upon us. Young men forced to go to war like 1969. So I'm not sure if it's going to be a lottery, but they're showing me 19 years old and up, like forced to go. People flee to get away. Last World War of our time. No escape. Polar bears extinct just for land. So it, I don't know if any of you have seen that, but they have come out and said in Bombay that they had 107 heat wave, and to break it, they sent this drone into the clouds to, somehow get it to rain to break the heat wave. So it's like, is this climate change? I know we are responsible for a lot of this, but it's like, is this purposely being, brought upon us? Like we're sitting there. They brought up Jeff Bezos. I hope I'm saying his name properly. I don't know. It's because they're saying like, people are, I know it's not his technology, but it's just like, people being, shot out into space. And it's like, we're trying to protect our planet, but you're shooting through the ozone, with this. And it's like, is it really a good idea to do? You know what I mean? So they're saying that they're melting the polar caps just for the land. That they deem profitable. Gold mine in their eyes, but all for nothing. They're saying there's nothing there. So it's like, I don't know if they're going to try and mine up there. That's what it looks like to me. But I feel like it's for nothing. I don't feel like what they thought was there. And then I'm not sure if that's where the world war is going to break out, because everybody wants that land up there. And now that the, all the snow's gone, everybody's going to want to go there, right? So, I'm not going to name the countries, but you know who I'm talking about. So they're saying killing our ecosystem for profit, Jeff Bezos, and I'm like question mark, is that because he was shot out into space? I don't know. A volcano eruption in Middle East. They're saying oil fields on fire. Then they were showing me George W. Bush. They're saying 9/11 again. I don't know if this is going to be this year. I have no idea. They're showing me 2023, but they're just, with the oil fields, like this, with, the quote unquote reason, the reason they gave. I'm not going to get into that, but that's what they're speaking about. Attack on Middle East for greed, money, oil fields once again. They're saying no threat to society. I'm not sure what that would mean, So they're saying that that person that killed his whole family, Chris Watts, will die in prison, deemed to accident. He gets shiv stabbing, no loss. They're saying, time for change, rebirth, new world order, back to the old days. No cell phones, TV, radios, farm life, simple. Land hard to come by. Head up north south is what they're saying. So this is more about what's happening, like, right now. School online for the better half of the year. They're saying UK breakthrough. I'm not sure if this is like with climate change or what this is for, but they're saying UK breakthrough. They said climate change improving after during war. They're highlighting November 29th to December 12th. Protests up north, a protester up north, or they said protesters. They were showing a blonde lady, dressed obviously in winter gear, and she's protesting, like what they're doing up north, and she actually gets mauled or like attacked by a polar bear, and then she's just like, she's done. So I feel like that's when everybody moves up there, because they're like, it's too dangerous to like actually, make a stance, and without harming anyone. They're showing Russian naval ships in the Arctic waters. So you know, I guess as the caps keep melting, I guess maybe more people are patrolling it because, you know, we know there's three main players, maybe even four players that want that land, claim to that land. So it's just like, you know, is this how this starts? Who knows? So we're starting off our cards with the Ten of Cups again. So, you know, this absolutely looks like, you know, if you've been going having a rough go with things, you know, Spirit is definitely saying you're going to be glad you did not give up. You know, I know sometimes it's easier to throw in the towel than fight, but I feel like Spirit is saying, you know, don't throw it in. Keep going. Maybe you're questioning, you know, something going on in your life. Will I be successful in this? And I feel like they're saying yes, you'll be able to relax now, you know, take a breath. But I feel like it's like be smarter this time, you know, be stronger. So we're starting off with the beautiful Nine of Cups, you know, and I definitely feel like this is going alongside the Ten of Cups, where it's like, you know, your ship is about to come in. So this is maybe what gives you the celebrated times with your family, because it's like you sit there and you're maybe asking a question and they're saying, sit back. Your cups are overflowing. You don't know what the future brings. There's this curtain behind him. He's sitting patiently and he's sitting, you know, he's sitting comfortably. Purity of the situation. His robe is white. This card could be one of the most positive cards in a reading or in your pull. You're almost at your desired state of bliss. You have just a little longer to go. If this card appears in a money spread, your ship is about to come in. If it appears in a love spread, know that the feelings that you have for someone are reciprocated, and you're about to have those feelings validated in real time very soon. So it just depends who you are and what you're asking about and what life is, you know, what's this fear, worry, and doubt going on in your life. I definitely feel like this Hermit card is coming with the Ace of Swords, because he's shining the light on the situation, an aha moment. Because it's like, I'm not sure, you know, what this purpose of this cycle was. And I feel like Spirit is saying, you will understand. Going back to Friday's Daily Tarot cards with the Indigenous Oracle cards, you know, it's like, you know, this will be, you know, this pain, this, you know, this experience will be useful someday. So is it to help you in you know, a repetitive cycle? Like a cycle you will repeat, and it's like, you know, it's like hindsight is 2020. You're like, oh, I wish I could change this. This is your opportunity to do that and come out, you know, the way that you wanted things to come out. Or are you sharing this knowledge with someone else to help, you know, them get through this challenging time easier? When you see the Hermit card in your day, know that you're unlikely in for some alone time. And this is not a bad thing. You could also experience some influence from a Virgo in your day or your situation at hand. Virgo is not exactly a social butterfly and likes to retreat to the cave once in a while to mull things over. Or just take a break. And I feel like if you're going through it emotionally and you're feeling exhausted and in the heat wave, it's just like, you know what? I just need, you know, a couple minutes to myself. And it's like, you know what? You know, you've been seeing all over social media. It's like the best thing you can do for yourself is care for yourself, because no one's else is gonna give you that time that you need. This could very well be the message for you when you see this card in your day. This could be a nice retreat if things have been busy and chaotic for a little bit. This card brings with it just with the not just solitude but a time for reflection. If you ask about love and see this card, the general message is from this card, you're better off alone at this time. So remember they were saying don't chase love. So I'm wondering if this is what they're saying. You know, even though this person is like around, it's like, you know what? I think you just tell them goodbye, and or just, you know, take a little time for yourself. Just tell them you're busy, and then you're able to see, like, you know, hindsight is 2020. You know what I mean? Maybe your pocketbook is a little fuller. You know what I mean? So you gotta watch that. It is also a sign that your partner is being exclusive with you and that you are the only partner for them at this time. Depending on the other cards, the Hermit in love could also mean that you're about to be alone. Never take this card as a negative card. When this Hermit appears, he brings with it the message that the light of that you have the light of the solution and clarity in your hand. How will you use it? Alone time is the best answer when the Hermit is asking the question. I find with myself, I talk to my best friend and we yak, and it's like it comes out. It's like we're talking about certain situations, I'm venting, and then she's just like, we're going back and forth, and then I end up hearing it, and it just like hits me. That's exactly what it is. I'm like, okay, there we go. And I'm like, thank you for the vent session. I have my answer. So we have Judgment. Got this, I believe, was Thursday. There was a card no, it again was Friday's cards. It was Wounded Healer, and they were showing water. And it's I said it was like Judgment. It's like they're washing their themselves clean in the water. It's so you're kind of washing yourself from this situation, and you're starting off all brand new, like the Fool. You're washing yourself, when they say they're washing their hands of the situation. So it's just like, what? I can't do anything more in this situation, and I'm stressing myself out, so this is a rebirth, I'm not going to sit there and let this, drown me. They're showing me like, it kind of feels like you have a pillar around your ankle, like you have a string that's attached to a pillar and it's trying to take you under. So it's like, cut that pillar and, come up for air, with him sounding the horn. I love the wings. I feel like it's very Leo energy, bravery, courage, strength, resilience. But I feel like, he's sounding the horn, and it's like, come up for air. Remember when we used to see this when we would go driving. I think they're all closed down. But this used to be like a symbol for the flag here. Used to be a symbol of like hospital care, when we would drive. And it's just like, I wonder if this is what they're saying. Come up and heal yourself. Come up and get a breath of fresh air. See things from a different situation. Instead of being in your emotions, come up in the air. Use your head over your heart, to rule over this situation. When Judgment appears in your day, know that you have followed the course of faith well, and your rewards are about to come in. This is a major card of rebirth, of an interjection of new energy into an old situation. With Judgment before you, you receive not only clarity, but the answers to the journey thus far, related to your lessons and blessings. So I have a situation, and it's like, it was a great lesson, because the blessing was, it taught me to do something in a better way. Like, even though it was agonizing and stressful, and it made me feel a certain way, but it was just like, what? I like the way that I liked what it taught me. If I could take anything out of this situation, that's what it was. When this tarot card appears, your day of judgment is upon you, and it may not happen overnight. Continue your exercise of patience, but it will happen. Your day of absolution is here, and you're about to come full circle on key matters. So it's like, like they say, and not our timing, and divine's timing. And it's just like, oh my gosh, but we got the X again, So with the Wheel of Fortune turning, so with the Wheel of Fortune, it's not an ending, but it's a turning point in our life. With the Judgment, it's a rebirth of our life. So we keep getting these cards of like, with the Fool, it's like that, fun, carefree energy again. Going back to, it's like the energy that we always enjoy living our life in. When we wake up, we're happy, have a cup of coffee, get on your day, and everything's in a good place. I feel like this is the cycle that we're heading into. I feel like a lot of things are, you've been going through a stressful situation. Well, that's about to be, if it's not behind you, it's about to be behind you. And you're about to, have that carefree energy again. But remember, especially like with finances or anything like that, or if maybe you were in your head too much and you drove yourself crazy, it's like, what? Yet again, I tortured myself. So it's like, what? Trust a little more. So we have the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands. I love Swords and Wands, especially when they're positive, because it's just like, it's everyday life. I don't like it when it's like those cards where it's just like, kind of like the Three of Swords, you know what I mean? But I like the Eight of Wands because it's like, a very positive card. This is, if you've been expecting to hear news, you're going to hear it. The news is coming in that you've been waiting for. When the Eight of Wands arrives in your day, know that something is about to happen that will fill your heart with a smile. The message could be important when you see this card. So don't be surprised if something wonderful or a sweet, loving message comes to you out of the blue. As well as you may offered an invitation to travel, or a lover may literally show up at your door unannounced. I feel like if you are waiting for news, I feel like your news is coming in. I feel like so, like, oh, news from a lover, blah. Yeah, but I feel like this is news coming out of the blue with the blue hue of the back of the card. This is news, and I feel like this is like, you know what I mean? It's in the number 8, so I feel like it's changing things. You're in a cycle, and now it's changing things for the better, and it's going to end. Almost there. Wands symbolize fire signs, and this could be an old flame or twin flame making themselves known. So it's going to be quick news too, because the fire is quick energy. Quick messages that you find those on social media could also be represented by this card, and there are always good messages when the message is meaning. Being a Cupid's arrow card at times. When this card appears, it could be also mean that your heart may be hit with an arrow of love in the very near future. So, talking about opening your heart to love. If you've been single, they're like, just because past experiences, don't close yourself off. Be open to it, but, slow and steady. I feel like that was what the Shadow Wood that told us that. Things happen quickly when the Eight of Wands appears. This is not a Cupid's arrow you will have to wait for. Remember with that card, that spread though, with the Pentacles Knight and the Pentacles King. Because the cards that we didn't see is that we didn't follow our intuition, and it ended up being, it's like a bamboozle. They'll use you for everything you have. You think it's like, oh my gosh, they chose me, and da da da, this is the new start in my life, and then it's a false start. You know what I mean? This is where they're saying slow and steady. You know what I mean? If they really want to be with you, they'll be with you. You know what I mean? If they're there to use and abuse, do not give them an opportunity to. Oh, all of a sudden it's like, first, second day you're dating them, it's like, I would really like to come see you, but I don't have any gas money. It's like, okay, I'll give you $10 to come, because you want to see them. But that's where it starts. They ask for 10, then it turns into 100, then it turns into, 1,000, then it turns into a couple thousand, you know what I mean? Don't start that off soon. If they start asking you money off the first, months, 3 months, like Wendy Williams says, give it 3 months and you'll be able to tell. But even still, take it slow and steady. So we have the Ten of Pentacles. Love this. When the Ten of Pentacles is an exciting card to see, no matter what you're asking the tarot about, it's most definitely a yes card when it arrives, and you're going to have all your dreams fulfilled. So I definitely feel like this is going with the Ten of Cups, Nine of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. Day of Judgment. This rebirth, this Eight of Wands. Something that comes out of the blue and brings this. If you ask about love with this card, the answer is the partner you're asking about is in it for the long haul and wants to create a stable and happy life with you. The same applies when you're asking about work or money. The money or work matters will not be a problem when the Ten of Pentacles arrives. You're about to get exactly what you asked for in the way of success when this card appears. So they kept showing the 7. You put in the work and you're waiting for it to bloom. So I feel like this is where the message comes in. And it's like, whatever this is, and now it's like, like I said, if it hasn't happened already, it's going to happen. So this is where it's like, you're able to move forward. You're happy. It's exhausting. I feel like you're exhausted, but I feel like, this is a happy change. Now you're moving on to the next phase of things. Spirit is saying, though, like, take a breath. Like, if you've been sitting there and, things have been go, 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 go. Like, if this has come to fruition, or even when this does come to fruition, take a breath, be thankful, make sure that you appreciate those people that deserve appreciating, and, go from there, and, just pick up where you left off before you, took a little break there. It looks like a weekend. I don't see like this a vacation or anything. I just feel like a weekend to yourself. What was I just talking about? Taking a break with the Witch's Seven of Pentacles, the Witch's Tarot cards. That's exactly what it is. It's you're taking, this person's taking a break. They put all this labor in. They're seeing how beautiful, their harvest is, and they're taking a break. It shows a young man who seems to be taking a break from his hard labor to admire the fruit and blooming of his garden. He rests on his shovel as he admires the Seven of Pentacles hanging from the lush tree vegetation. The way that he is laying his hand over his head over his hands seems to suggest a kind of fatigue. What was I just talking about? Wow. As we work hard to make sure that this year's crop is a good one, because he is focused on the long-term goals. And this is the thing. It's just like when we're worried about the future and stuff, that means like, we actually care. Some people just, go day to day. And sometimes I'm like, I wish I could just think like that. But I always think ahead, and I know it's not good because it's like it hasn't even happened yet. Like, you know what I mean? But it's like you can't help but think about that, about your kids and what they're going to do. It's like, you can't help thinking those things. He cannot touch his harvest right now, and only reserves one of the pentacles for himself, choosing to invest the others. With his efforts, he hopes to grow his crop for the long term. And I feel like with this, it's just like, I feel like you're investing in your family because it's like you sit there, you did something. I feel like it has come to fruition for some of you, but still some of you, this is where the Eight of Wands comes in. I feel like, is this an acceptance for a house? Maybe you're bidding on a house, maybe you had to sell your house to get the other. I don't know what this is. Maybe you've already moved to your house. I'm not sure. But it's just like, maybe that's what you're expecting is that news that, you get the house that you wanted. Some other people, they're taking a second look to see if they fall in love again with the property. They're having, second thoughts, and it's just like it falls through and you end up being the number one person. So we have the Page of Pentacles coming in with a message. I love the fact that she has cherry blossoms, birth, rebirth, cherry blossoms in bloom, and then the white goat, purity of the situation. I love that. So I just wanted to zoom in a little closer to that. It appear to be walking in slow motion. I don't get that from the card, but anyway. Unaware by their surroundings and the attention for completely captured by the coin that they're holding. And that it represents admiration, security, wealth, nature, and sensuality. The Page of Pentacles symbolizes a person who is grounded, loyal, and diligent. So definitely goes with the Seven of Pentacles, where it's like they take a moment to rest, but it's like, maybe, you're a person that sells your crops, like a greenhouse kind of deal, or you grow like a garden. My girlfriend does that. She grows a garden for herself, but she is very generous, very, very generous. Like it's a lot of work, and she's always, doesn't even mind sitting there and opening it up for everybody else to enjoy. So, I love that because it is a lot of work, de-weeding all year, or not all year. Well, for her, it's a majority. She starts from March, but, it's a lot of work. Plus she works a 12-hour shift. So, I feel like this is like just admiring what I feel like you're, when they're saying taking a break, I feel like it's admiring what you did, kind of like a reflection. It definitely looks like he's in a reflective kind of stance. They're saying they're walking. I don't get walking with that. I see them holding the coin. So I definitely feel like this is a message, because pages are always messages about coins. But I feel like, she's totally enveloped in this coin, but I feel like this is a message of incoming money, is what I get from this. But here comes the Aquarius energy and what the Oracle was talking about, the shadow side. And that's unfortunate. Sometimes we get captured in that shadow side of things. So they're saying that your fears are continuously holding you back. I was wondering if this was the Witch's Tarot Death card, with Scorpio energy, but it's not. So that's just something you got to work on. Like honestly, like it's something you got to continuously work on. Today is a time to break free from them once and for all. Face your fears and head on, and see them for what they are, merely shadows of the unknown. Your continued success depends on this. So this is going to take us to our full moon, our new moon, excuse me. We have the new moon, and we have the three ladies. So reminds me of the Three of Cups. Or this could be the Three of Pentacles, but this is the card of karma. So this is traditionally the Judgment card. So we have Judgment twice, a rebirth. So they're saying new moon is going to be a rebirth. We have Judgment twice. So the father, the mother, and the daughter with hands raised in celebration of a solar eclipse. I did get solar eclipse, but I'm taking, I believe we're done with solar eclipses. I should, you know what, let me check. Okay, so maybe this is, they're highlighting is November 18th and 19th of 2021. And then the next one will be December 4th. I really thought we were done for the year, but I guess not. So, I know a lot of people are still hungover from June 10th. So, solar eclipse there, but they have one for November. So I'm wondering if this is what they're highlighting here. Because they are saying specifically solar eclipse. So the next one coming will be November 18th and 19th. With torches of light, their magic circle, the trio wears ritual robes which purple sash. Purple is powerful spiritually and intuitive color. Before them are green fields of mountains. Mountains are said to represent abstract thought. The eclipse reminds them that there are forces greater than themselves here, and the full eclipse generally represents magic, miracles, therefore reminding us that spirit is at work in your everyday life. Everything happens for a reason, and this card reminds us to come to terms with our past experiences. So maybe that's what's kicking up the shadow work, because they were talking about shadow work. Leave it behind, because it's like that's what happened in the past. We can control our future. So what did we learn from those lessons in that time? So going on to some oracle cards, I let go and allow the universe to do her thing. I trust that my gut is the truth. Reaction is the truth underneath the surface of my fears. Wow, so it's definitely kicking up with the shadows. And our last card, I measure my success by how much fun I'm having. I definitely do feel like, when they were talking about with the Seven of Pentacles here, with him, talking about taking a break, even if it's just a weekend, I feel like that will do your mental health, a world of wonder. I definitely feel you'll feel 1,000% better, especially if you've been going through it and, you get this, I feel like where every moment you can get to just relax. Like, we were talking about that with, taking time to go sit outside with Friday's Daily Tarot cards and, sit outside and just, go into nature, especially because of the heat wave. I don't feel like a lot of people have been outside, but, the heat's supposed to break for us, on late Friday night going into Saturday. So, while you're enjoying that full moon, watching it rise in the sky, you could sit there and just be appreciative of, watching that full moon rise and, sitting outside in the nice, cool, crisp air and appreciate, that you have that moment. Give you some mental peace. So I hope you guys enjoyed this forecast and projections for August 22nd, 2021, the full moon in Aquarius. There will be a blue moon on the 21st, just as a reminder, so the Saturday. And then on the Sunday will be the actual full moon at 8:02 Eastern Standard Time. So may the universe bless you good. We'll see you guys for the next Daily Tarot card. Bye.